Spirit of Clough Mill, ghostly encounter. I had heard the stories about the old Clough Mill, but never really believed them. It was just an abandoned building on the edge of town, nothing more than a hangout spot for bored teenagers looking for some place to drink or get high. But when my friend Derek dared me to spend the night there alone for £100, I couldn't resist. I figured I'd bring my sleeping bag, hang out for the night, make an easy couple of quid and prove there was nothing to be afraid of. I parked my car down the street shortly before midnight so no one would see me and think I was up to no good. As soon as I pushed open the rusty door to the mill, I felt a coldness wash over me that seemed unnatural for the hot, sticky June night. I flicked on my flashlight, and the dim beam illuminated swirling dust and not much else in the cavernous entryway. Each step I took echoed through the emptiness, accompanied only by the squeaks and skitters of rats disturbed by my presence. I made my way carefully past old machinery draped in cobwebs and layers of dirt, and found the remnants of an office area that still had part of a wall intact. Figuring it was as good a place as any to make camp, I laid out my sleeping bag on the debris-strewn floor and settled in to wait out the night. The haunting groans and creaks of the mill echoed in the stillness, almost as if the building itself was protesting my being there. Outside the busted window, the full moon cast a bluish glow on the overgrown weeds and rusted equipment, making twisted shadows that seemed to dance slowly to their own rhythm. I must have dozed off, because suddenly I awoke to the sound of footsteps shuffling slowly through the rubble. I sat bolt upright, grabbing my flashlight and shining it frantically towards the noise. But the beam illuminated nothing except dust particles swirling through the air. The sound stopped abruptly, but I couldn't shake the feeling that someone, or something, was still there with me, just out of sight. I pulled my sleeping bag tighter around myself and tried to stay calm. "It's just your mind playing tricks on you in the dark," I told myself over and over. But then I heard it again. A shuffling, dragging sound accompanied by a faint moaning that seemed to get closer no matter which way I shone my flashlight. Panicked, I leapt to my feet, sending debris scattering as I scrambled through the maze of rooms and machinery, trying desperately to find the way out. The noise kept pace with me as I ran, accompanied by a strange clicking sound, almost as if bony fingers were tapping out a sinister beat on the remaining window glass. Just when I thought my heart was going to pound right out of my chest, I spotted the doorway I had come through. I made one final lunge towards freedom when icy fingers clutched at my ankles, sending me sprawling to the dirt floor with a scream. I kicked viciously at whatever had me in its grasp until I felt its bone-chilling grip loosen just enough for me to pull myself free. Stumbling and gasping for breath, I burst out of the open doorway into the humid night air just as my watch alarm started beeping. It was 6 a.m. I had made it through the entire night at the Clough Mill, though as I climbed into my car on still shaking legs, £100 felt like poor compensation for the terror I had endured. Perhaps the stories were true after all, and the building held more secrets than bored teenagers looking for trouble. One thing I knew for sure: I would never set foot in the old Clough Mill ever again. The ghosts could keep their haunting grounds for themselves, while I, thank you, kept my soul for myself. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, comment, and share. Come back often for more ghostly, paranormal tales. Some are based on real sightings and some are just short stories. Either way, I hope you enjoy. Don't have nightmares.